What's up guys, Andrew Raff here, and today we are doing the first of a I Edit Your Photos challenge video thingy. This is all unscripted, I'm just gonna go for it and we'll see what happens. Firstly, thank you to everyone who sent their images in for me to edit. I hope you're excited to see what I do with your images. Hopefully I do them justice. There's some really cool images in here, so you guys are absolutely crushing it. And I'm excited to see what you send in the future, so hopefully this becomes a regular segment on the show. So the first image here is from Josh Spires, or @DroneNR. There's a lot of detail in here. Now keep in mind as well, I am editing on my laptop, so if it sounds like it's about to take off, then yep, that is my laptop. First thing I want to do is bring up these shadows, because you can see down here, there isn't as much detail in the shadows. So let's bring those up, bring that back, very nice. And then maybe bring these highlights down a little bit, but I want to bring the whites up because I want to really make the white here pop. So these, wow, there's so much detail in here, man. You've absolutely nailed this as well. This actually looks like it's down at Injured Up Spa, I think, is it? Let me know below, Josh. I think it looks like Injured Up Spa. So with drone shots like this, because there's a lot of like rocks and stuff, and there's a lot of texture here, we want to bring up the texture so we can go bring this right up. So what texture does is it actually just brings up the actual texture. So you can see if we do this, kind of pops the texture a bit more. Whereas clarity kind of adds in contrast as well. These colors are real nice, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of play around with the hue of these and see if we can make it pop even more. So you can see down here there's kind of a few purples and stuff coming out now. We've pushed the saturation back. So what we'll do is we'll actually go up to the hue HSL sliders. We'll go to these purples and the saturation. We should be able to just pull these down. That should help a little bit with those weird purple tones coming through. And again with these guys, I literally just like, you just grab it and you just kind of slide it and see what it does. Oh, that was cool. Oh, that's a bit nicer. Maybe not too much, maybe 15 of that. That's kind of like, obviously it's too much. You can see how it's really like contrasting with the rocks here. Let's go for a before and after. That is looking pretty nice. The last thing I will do, but vignette tool down here, and we'll just bring in a little bit. That looks pretty cool. And the last thing, we need to crop it for Instagram. So you want to swap from a 4x5 landscape to portrait, and then you just press X, and that'll change it for you. And then I want to get try a bit of a balance between these rocks. It could even kind of, that is looking pretty dope. I'm pretty happy with that. Bring these highlights down a little bit just to make sure we aren't clipping too much in there. And I'm pretty happy with that. Nice. All right, Josh. Hope you enjoyed that edit. Let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one is from Mac Morrison, shot on an iPhone 7 back camera. It's got all the information. Now this is a JPEG, so we're not gonna be able to do too much with this, but we'll try. It's shot at 1/16,000th of a second. Sure, so first thing, we will go Instagram crop and we will level out the horizon. Easy way to do this is to get the ruler, and you can actually just draw on the horizon and it will level that out for you. Bam, look at that. Again, because it is a JPEG, we're not gonna be able to do too much, so I won't try push it too much. Honestly, what I'd probably do with this, because it is a JPEG, is go black and white, and then we can really start crushing it a little bit, and I reckon it will look kind of cool. So we can start adding in a bit more like noise and stuff. Now I'm looking at it, just not really a fan of the black and white. So let's go back to color. Let's go into the calibration and kind of play with this a bit. See what we can do. Oh, I'm actually kind of liking that teal look. I am liking this. Get Mac in shot a little bit more. Try to put a little bit more focus on Mac. We could even try, go to negative sharpness. Could do like a portrait mode effect, or like a miniature effect. Come on computer, you can do it. Oh, that is way too much. Somewhere in between. What is that down there? It's like this weird sunspot. And then what we'll also do is we will duplicate this, invert it, turn this off, and we'll just bump up that exposure a little bit on Mac. This is what I mean, guys, shooting JPEG and trying to bump up some stuff. Look at the detail in there, just getting like literally ripped apart. But let's go before and after. Bam, that looks pretty nice. Nice and simple, guys. That's for you, Mac. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's go to the next one. All right, so this is Simon's photos. He actually sent in 3, but there's 2 that I am deciding between. Yeah, let's go with this one. All right, so let's bring out our panels and start getting on it. Some crispy morse sums. What? I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this, but landscape means that we can, we want to bring out some of the textures. So real quick, guys, if you don't know the difference between vibrance and saturation, saturation just brings all the colors up uniformly, whereas vibrance tries to match the colors. So if there's a lot of blue in an image and you bump up the vibrance, it won't adjust the blues, it'll adjust everything else but the blues, and it'll try match everything to the blues. So you can see, we bring this down and we bring our saturation up, you start getting these yellows down here that are starting to clip. Whereas if we bring up the vibrance, the sky starts coming out and this starts coming out. Whereas before, if we go back, there's not much color in the sky here, but this is really bright. So it tries to kind of even things out a bit, which is pretty cool. Now, these yellows there I'm not liking, but I'm liking the overall saturation of the rest of the image. I'll probably change these a little bit, but that's something else we can work on. Another cool thing to note is these little buttons here. So what these do is they show you clipping. So this one shows you shadow clipping and this one shows you highlight clipping. So basically if you turn it on, you can see when it goes blue, it means that it is pure black. And when it goes red, it means that it's pure white. So if you want to make sure you're not clipping or you want to clip, then the cool things you can quickly bump on. It's starting to pull out those yellows, which I like, but it's also starting to desaturate the blues, which I don't like. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. So what I might do is I might pull these down, and I might pull those teals or the aquas back to more of a blue. Oh, that's way too much. All right, that color there is looking way better. Brush these yellows a bit. Might bring this up a little bit. Right now, this could definitely benefit from some what do you call these, radial filters. So we want the focus to be on this building over here. Whoa, check out the colors in the sky there. Darken that ground a bit. I'm liking that. Also, the other thing we forgot to do is crop it 4x5 for the gram. I reckon smack bang in the center. It's gonna look pretty good. That's probably gonna do it for this one. Actually pretty happy with that one. Let's go for the before and after. Bam, big difference. Amazing shot, Simon. Hope you did your photo justice. I hope you like it. Next one is by Mike Rats. I never know how to say your name, man. So Rats, I'm guessing. Mike Rats. He sent me this dope shot of, what is this? This is the, I can't remember what it's called. It's lost me now. FE35 2.8 ZA. A Sony, maybe? My editing process is literally just all over the place. Like there's no way that I start or stop. It's just like, just do whatever. We might even go on the vertical and just kind of straighten this up a little bit. Bring those highlights down a bit and bring the shadows up a little bit, just a tiny bit, but a whole bunch of vibrance and saturation. I love my vibrance and saturation. There's a lot of yellows in here that I'm not liking, so we'll try and mute that. I'm liking these blues and these reds and stuff, so very nice. Try to fix these yellows. Bam, straight away. Make them more orange. You want to bring out the red in the bricks a bit more. It's looking pretty cool. Again, let's go down to the calibration and we can start playing with this. Oh, I'm liking this yellow. Now it's contrast with that, but then I want the red in the bricks. Play with the blues. Bring out those reds a little bit more. All right, so the general overall color of the image is looking a lot better, which I'm liking. But we kind of want to focus. It's looking like the focus is right in the middle here of the image. So a few things we can do. Well, we can obviously do a radial and do the old school neg1 and start bringing the focus in. Go like real crazy. Let's just see what we can do with this. Kind of make it look like it's nighttime and there's like these lights going on. This is honestly one of the funnest things about editing images is like there's no set way of doing it. You just kind of like YOLO it and then just see what happens. I'm kind of liking this like dark nighttime moody look, and then what we can even do is bring in a graduator filter here just to darken this top bit. Oh, I'm liking this. I am liking this. Let's add some warmth to it. Bam, look at that. Getting a nice contrast now. Bam, look at that. That actually looks dope. I did not expect to go this way with the image. Mike, thanks for the image. Really cool shot. Hope you like it. All right, next one is from Wilder Row. So the first thing I want to do is pull up these shadows and let's see what we are working with. So I wonder what this is shot on. EF 1855. So we shot on a kit lens. So very, very impressive. You've got heaps of depth of field for a kit lens, man. First up, let's add some contrast back in. Just feel like it's that really rusty, grungy tone. Obviously rust, so we want to bring out all the texture. We'll play with the clarity a bit, but we don't want to add too much because it kind of pops. Like if we just bump this up, the whites just go hectic, and that is not what we want. So we just want to kind of bring it up a little bit more subtle. Skip the tone curve because I never use that. A cool thing I just thought of, which might actually, well, actually I don't even know if I can do this. Let's try this. We go bam right in the center of this. There we go. No colour. I don't know why I'm doing this, it just came to me, but why not? Let's try it out. Black and white to colour. Looking pretty cool. Something a little bit different. Go down to the calibration and let's quickly play with these colours and just see what we can pull out. Whoa, look at that. Don't do that, it's way too much. Just kind of darken these out, like add a little bit of vignette, I guess. And we will crop it for degram. I'm actually liking that. Quick edit and just something a little bit different. I'm liking that kind of like black and white to rusty look. I think that's it. Pretty cool. Something a little bit different. But yeah, Wilder Row. Hope you like it, man, and hope you did your photo justice. All right, next one is from Daniel. I know his last name, D Schluter _ or Daniel Schluter, I'm guessing. Schluter, I think it's your name. 1.6 seconds. This is a hectic exposure. Look at the movement in this water here. Bring these whites up. We'll try and get it really popping in the water there. There we go, that's kind of what we are after. And then we want to make this nice and blue because the green doesn't look that good, unfortunately. Won't bring up the clarity too much. We will, however, bring up a little bit of vibrance. Let's chill this out a bit, so. Whoa, a little too much. Let's bring these highlights back down a bit. It's way too yellow, there's too much yellow going on. And then we'll also do a new one and do it for this side. We want to try to change these to a nice blue. Let's go down to calibration and let's play with these sliders. This half I'm liking, the other half I'm not, so let's fix that now, which we should be able to do in HSL. Just a little bit more. Now these actual blues are a little bit too saturated, so you can see it in here. It's kind of like we bump this up. So the good thing to do is just to basically just crank them up, and then you'll see very quickly where the colors are. Looking pretty cool. It's looking pretty cool compared to the original. Go for the 4x5 crop. Wow, this is looking hectic with the motion and stuff. This is a sick shot, Dan. I absolutely love this. Do a -1 going this way. Maybe not that much, maybe just like a little bit. All right, so I literally could sit here all day and play with this, but let's go before and after. That is looking pretty dope. I'm actually really happy with that. And Dan, this is a sick image. How you managed to get it at 1.6 seconds and like there's still detail, but it's moving, but it's obviously like painting. It's really, really cool. So I applaud you to this image. All right, so next up we have Harry Cunningham's sick image. Oh, now I don't normally wear my glasses when I'm editing, so I'm gonna take them off because my eyes are starting to get strained. Usually you bring highlights down, but in this case, I'll actually push them up a little bit. Let's crop this before we get too carried away. Mute the vibrances a bit and then bring up saturation. What it does the opposite, so it will kind of like separate the colors a little bit more, and then when you add the saturation, it kind of like pulls them back up again. So you can see like a before and after there. It's kind of bringing up some of these other colors, which is pretty cool. I know it's pink, but that blue actually looks pretty dope there. I just want to see it, make sure it's not completely destroying the image. I'm actually really liking that that blue way more than the pink. Sorry, Harry, but I'm going to completely change your image. This is the power of this editing software, I guess. You can just kind of, if you don't like it, you can just change it. I did not think we'd be able to go from pink to blue in Lightroom, and then we get this nice orange as well, which is really dope. I kind of want to hide her face to just have this mask element. So what I'll do is let's bring up a mask. Look at that. That is exactly what I wanted to happen. Back up a bit, there we go. So bring the shadows down. Show off that mask way more. Now we can start playing with the colors on this. There's a difference between having a JPEG and a RAW. So with a RAW, you can really just like, you can literally go crazy with it. That's what we want. And then, last thing we want to do is we want to try your radial filter. Let me bring some of that pink back in. Look at that, bam! That has changed that so much. One thing I want to do before we finish is her fingers here are just looking horrendous. This is what happens when you start pushing colors a little bit too far. All right, so I think we are done. So let's go for the before and after. Bam, massive difference. So super pink to super not pink. I'm really loving the yellow in the mask, but that looks freaking awesome. The red and the pink, they're too similar, so they don't contrast here. With the yellow and the blue really contrast, so I'm really liking that. Alrighty, Davey sent me this one, something a little bit different. This one from Bali, I believe. And this is probably one of the ones where I'm going to go for a pretty hectic flare. Now this is how I do my sun flare. So I generally start with one in the middle, and we make this quite warm, so we add an actual orange, and then actually bump up the whites, because generally like your sun is just really bright. And let's make another one that is going to be an actual sun bit. Orange again, not too crazy. Thin it out. Let's bring out the clarity in this, because we really want to accentuate this nice texture. The sand, whoa. Okay, that is what I want. That colour is not what I want. We don't want it on the beach. We just want it in the sky. Before and after. Bam! That is looking pretty good. Last thing. No, not for. Negative 0.25. Negative 0.25. Bam. Davey, finish your photo. Hope you like it, man. Damn, I actually really like that. Just some nice colours, some nice contrast. Right, quick one from Alex here. It's interesting how different cameras. Wow, there is so much detail in there. Man, how's your camera? Whose camera is this? That is clean as well. Like, literally, look how dark this is. I don't even understand. Instagram crop. Oh, check this out, Alex. But it's literally just gonna throw around the sliders and just see what happens. What if we just go blue on this slide? We'll play with the calibration as always and just kind of see. And I think, bam, look at that. That is looking way better. Bam, Alex, done. Hope you like it, man. Before and after. And there is so much detail in those shadows. I don't know. Tell me what camera this is. I want to know. And the very last one is one from Tamati Young. Unfortunately, this is a JPEG. I wish he sent me this in a RAW, because we would be able to do so much more. Let's go straight to calibration, because we want to fix up these yellows. Nice, I'm liking that. The greens are a little bit too hectic, so we will mute those a bit. And that yellow is just still going to want to mute this quite a bit. Honestly, there's not like a whole lot that I really want to do this. If it was a RAW, then we'd be able to play with the colors a lot more. So before and after, there's actually much. A bit of contrast, a bit of clarity, a bit of saturation. Change these colors up here a bit too, a bit more of an orange than a red. And yeah, man, this image is hectic. All right, guys, so that is it for this one about I Edit Your Photos. It's the first one of this kind, and I really enjoyed this. Actually, it's a lot of fun editing your guys' photos. You guys have some serious talent, and I'm stoked to be able to edit your photos. I really hope you enjoyed the edits that I've done on these, and I hope you learned something from seeing me edit. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite bit was. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button down here to be notified every single time I release a new video. And as always, stay creative, and I'll see you next time.